Hi everybody. I got some new watercolor journals for myself. They are 140 pound, 100% cotton, 5.5 by 8.5 inches. You can paint your own cover. And I got these because they were affordable. They're cotton paper, and I want to start doing one landscape a day. There's a Facebook group called Free Reference Photos for Artists. And the other day, a woman named Rhiannon Haynes posted 179 photos of landscapes. And she inspired me to try to do each of her photos, one of her photos, every day. So I'm going to use a flat brush. This is a half inch silver black velvet. And I'm going to start with some horizon blue. I'm going to make a flat wash down the page in a very light value. I'm going to use a little bit of Naples yellow. Both of these are opaque. I'm going to add a little bit of not sap green, some green gold. There is a road here. I'm going to add some sap green. Little hill. Actually, I'm going to make that come down a little more. This actually goes all the way to the corner. I'm going to add this color that's on my palette from a different painting. I'm going to add a little bit of raw umber. Right there is where they meet. And I'm going to use a palette knife. Scrape in some grasses. This is all just practice for me. I'm just sharing it with you. Lifting a little bit right here. And I think I'm going to let that dry. Now I'm going to establish a horizon line, and I'm going to paint some green trees and stuff above it. So right about down here, when we get some sap green to darken this, and it comes up. Okay, I'm going to wet all of this. So far, so good on this paper. I'm going to grab some Perylene green, and I'm going to go right along the edges, right along the top of this horizon line. There are some tall trees. I'm actually going to get some undersea green. I like that stuff better. And then it comes up here. Soften this line. Soften this line. And I'm going to add some more dark to this road. I'm going to get some, I like to use Burnt Tiger's Eye Genuine because it granulates. And I'm going to mix a little bit of sepia. And I'm going to wet the road. I really like what's happening here. And I'm going to put in some road there and some road here. It's thicker as we get closer to us. And some there. And I'm going to add some of this purple. I already have it on my palette. And I want to use this again. I'm going to soften that and that. Add a little more green. And I'm going to soften that. Now with Perylene green, I'm going to come over here. And this is light. This value contrast here is just right. I'm just going to fix, I'm actually going to use sap green. Mix it in with this brown. There's light, and then there's a little bit of darkness here. Just rough up that line a little. I'm going to splat in. There is some undersea green here. I'm going to splat some water on the road before it dries. And I'm going to let it dry. I mixed up some undersea green and some carbazole violet to do the very dark corner here where the road and the field and this hill meet. I'm going to do this and that. And I'm going to kind of go I'm going to soften. And I'm going to glaze over the road with this same color, but in a lighter value. And I'm going to add some splats. Right in the foreground. And there we have it, landscape number 1. Completed in my sketchbook. Okay, one thing I'm noticing is that the tape is tearing the paper. So tomorrow when I do my next one, I'm going to make sure I heat up the tape with my dryer first and then take the tape off. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something. Have a great day.